Most platforms tried to make games. Roblox did something different. It built a platform where other people could make the games, and then stepped back and let it grow. What grew was something nobody fully predicted. Not a game, not an app, something closer to an entire parallel internet, built by children, played by hundreds of millions, and worth billions of dollars. This is the history of Roblox. Roblox didn't begin as a gaming platform, it began as a physics simulation tool. In 2004, David Baszucki and Erik Cassel, who had previously built educational 2D physics simulation software called Interactive Physics, founded Roblox Corporation. Their goal was to create a 3D simulation environment where users could build and interact with physics-based objects. The platform launched publicly in September 2006. It was basic, blocky chapters, simple terrain tools, a rudimentary scripting system using Lua, but the core concept was clear from the start. Users weren't just players, they were builders. The founding architecture had 3 layers that defined everything that followed. First, user-generated content as the primary product. Roblox provided the engine, the physics and the hosting. Developers provided the games. From day one, the platform's content was built by its own community. Second, Lua scripting accessibility. Roblox used Lua, a lightweight programming language, simple enough for beginners to learn, but capable enough to build complex game logic. This lowered the barrier to game development significantly. A teenager with no formal coding experience could build a functional game. Third, a shared avatar system. Every player had one account, one avatar, one identity that carried across every game on the platform. You weren't starting fresh in each experience, you were bringing yourself into it. In 2006, Roblox had a few thousand users and a handful of games, but the structure was already different from anything else that existed. Growth through the late 2000s was slow and steady. The platform that would eventually become a global phenomenon was, for its first several years, a modest community of young developers and players who found each other before the rest of the world noticed. The decision that turned Roblox from a platform into an economy came in 2009. In 2009, Roblox replaced its dual currency system, Roblox points and tickets, with a single virtual currency, Robux. Robux could be purchased with real money and spent on avatar items, game passes, and developer products within individual experiences. In 2013, Roblox launched the Developer Exchange Program, known as DevEx, which allowed developers to convert earned Robux back into real US dollars. For the first time, building games on Roblox wasn't just a hobby, it was a potential income source. The economy loop this created was self-reinforcing. Players purchased Robux with real money. They spent Robux inside games on passes, cosmetics, and upgrades. Developers earned Robux from those purchases. Successful developers converted earned Robux to real currency through DevEx. The prospect of earning real money attracted more developers. More developers built more games attracted more players, and more players purchased more Robux. By 2016, Roblox had over 30 million monthly active users and was paying out tens of millions of dollars annually to its developer community. What Roblox built between 2009 and 2016 was quietly extraordinary. A platform where the content creators were largely children and teenagers, building games that other children and teenagers played, and generating real income in the process. But the platform was still primarily a Western, English-speaking product with a young demographic ceiling. The event that changed everything came in 2020, and it came from outside the gaming industry entirely. When schools closed in March 2020, Roblox was already there. Daily active users in 2019 sat at approximately 17 million. By the end of 2020, 37.1 million daily active users, a 117% increase in a single year. In 2020, players logged 30.6 billion hours on the platform, more than double the previous year. In March 2021, Roblox went public on the New York Stock Exchange at a valuation of $38 billion, one of the largest gaming IPOs in history. The pandemic growth wasn't random. It reflected something structural about what Roblox offered that other platforms didn't. Three factors converged simultaneously. First, social infrastructure. Roblox wasn't just games. It was a place to meet friends, hang out, and exist together in a shared space when physical socializing was impossible. Games like Brookhaven RP and Adopt Me were less about winning and more about being somewhere together. Second, breadth of content. With over 40 million games on the platform, there was no single point of failure. If one game lost its audience, dozens of others absorbed it. The platform's diversity was its stability. Third, zero cost of entry. Roblox was free to download and free to play. In a period of economic uncertainty, that mattered. Adopt Me, a pet adoption and roleplay game, reached 100 million players during this period, becoming the most visited game in Roblox history at that point. These weren't just player numbers. They were kids finding each other during a period of profound isolation, and the platform was the space that held them. But the pandemic growth also accelerated scrutiny. The bigger Roblox got, the harder questions became impossible to ignore. By 2021, Roblox was one of the most played platforms on Earth. It was also facing the most serious questions in its history. Three distinct controversies defined this period. Child safety. Roblox open social infrastructure created documented risks. Despite moderation systems, researchers and journalists identified cases of predatory behavior within the platform's chat and social features. Roblox invested significantly in moderation technology and parental controls through 2022 and 2023, but the issue remained a persistent subject of regulatory scrutiny. Creator exploitation. A 2021 investigation raised questions about the economic structure of the DevEx program. Developers, many of them minors, were earning Robux that converted to real money at a rate that critics argued significantly undervalued their labor, relative to the revenue Roblox generated from their content. In 2024, Roblox paid out $923 million to creators, significant in absolute terms, but representing approximately 25 cents per dollar spent on the platform. Platform moderation at scale. With 40 million games and hundreds of millions of users, maintaining content standards across the entire platform was structurally difficult. Inappropriate content appearing within user-generated games became a recurring problem despite ongoing moderation investment. These weren't peripheral issues. They were structural tensions built into the model from the beginning. A platform powered by young creators, monetized through young players, operating at a scale that made comprehensive oversight genuinely difficult. Roblox responded with investment in safety infrastructure and creator economics, and the platform kept growing anyway, at a rate that made every previous metric look modest. By 2025, Roblox wasn't just the biggest game on the planet, it was its own industry. The numbers from 2025 and 2026 are difficult to contextualize against anything else in gaming. Roblox attracted over 150 million daily active users in 2025, a 69% increase over 2024. Annual revenue reached $4.89 billion in 2025. Developers and creators earned $1.5 billion in 2025 alone. Players spent over 10 billion hours in Roblox each month in 2025, more than the hours spent on Steam PlayStation and Fortnite combined. Roblox alone accounted for 67% of all non-China growth in the games industry in 2025. Individual games within the platform had begun outperforming entire publisher catalogs. Grow a Garden, a farming simulator released in March 2025, became the fastest experience on Roblox to reach 1 billion total visits and set the record for the highest concurrent user count of any individual video game of all time. The most popular Roblox games of all time, Brookhaven, Blox Fruits and Adopt Me, each generated over 40 billion lifetime players. As of Q3 2025, Roblox had 3.5 million developers actively building on the platform. What David Baszucki built in 2004 with the physics simulation tool had become something no single category could fully contain. Not a game, not a social network, not a development platform, all three simultaneously at a scale that outpaced the entire rest of the industry. And the demographic that grew up on Roblox, the children who played Adopt Me in 2020, are now teenagers and young adults still on the platform. Roblox didn't need to find a new audience. It aged with the one it already had. From a physics simulation tool in 2004 to 150 million daily active users and $4.89 billion in annual revenue in 2025. Roblox didn't build a game. It built the infrastructure for other people to build games and trusted that the community would do the rest. That trust produced 40 billion experiences, 3.5 million developers, and a platform that now accounts for more player hours per month than Steam, PlayStation and Fortnite combined. The blocky avatars and simple graphics were never the point. The point was always the people inside them and the worlds they kept building. That's what Roblox actually built. One more thing before I go. You might have noticed my voice sounds a bit different today. I've been using a voice changer since I started the channel, mainly just for privacy, but I've decided I'm comfortable enough now to just use my real voice going forward. Still keeping other stuff private, but yeah, no more voice changer. This is just me. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It genuinely means the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a case.